Hello everyone, my name is Olga and we are now in Istanbul, Turkey. We are gonna go to some places and see the real life prices. We will go to have a breakfast, traditional Turkish kahvaltı and English breakfast, and see how much it costs here. We will go to one of the cheapest places, to Turkish Lokanta. It's a buffet style cafe, and we will find out for how much you can have lunch there. I will also go to one of the cheapest supermarkets shop and will show you the prices for some of the basic food items there. And we will also go and check out how much Turkish clothes are worth. And that's my husband Rene. He is following me everywhere. He is helping me. We are living in Turkey full time since September last year, and actually have a similar video on my channel from back in December last year. Now, especially with high season for tourism coming up, I feel that the prices are really growing, not only in Turkish Lira, but also if you convert it to US dollar and euro, you can see that they have really increased since last year. Especially if you take a look at the chart, and I will use euro to Turkish Lira conversion, but because euro and dollar now are almost interchangeable, the rate is really close, so you can just assume it's the same for US dollar. So on the chart we see that last year in December when I made the video, the rate was about 18.7, it was the highest. Then it went down for a bit, but these days it's again quite high, 16.79. And just to show you to US dollar, it's almost the same. If I research what's the inflation now in Turkey, the internet tells me it's almost 70% these days. So let's go. Here we will go for breakfast at a relatively expensive area in Istanbul, and this is Midpoint. I would say it's middle priced. I'm gonna have classic Turkish breakfast, kahvaltı, and my husband Rene, he's gonna have a full English breakfast. I can really recommend this place, and Rene told me that their English breakfast was good. And for restaurants like this, we do feel that the prices are almost double. Maybe it's the high season because we are comparing it to autumn and to winter prices. But the quality doesn't drop, the quality of food stays good. But yes, the prices in Turkish Lira are almost double. This is really a disaster for local people, because imagine you're earning the same amount of money, but the prices are growing and growing and growing. And even for expats who have their income in US dollar or euro, even for them, the prices are starting to grow. And I personally can really feel it. So last year for expats, it was really cheap to go out, but nowadays it becomes more and more expensive. And with all that said, I still think that Turkey remains quite an affordable place to travel and for expats to live. So for example, at a place like this, we would spend about 100 lira for two of us before last year. And let's check out what the price will be now. Next, we are checking out this local cafe that's just around the corner. It looks quite hipster, and I do see that they also serve drinks. So Rene bought this double espresso. So what do you think of it?
Nice. It's a really strong taste. It's good.
Really strong taste?
Yeah, I like it.
You like?
Don't get my espresso
You didn't.
this strong as much.
You don't pay 20 lira for nothing.
No.
Next, we're having lunch at Lokanta. It's one of the cheapest ways to eat home-cooked meals in Turkey. Cheaper is maybe only the fast food. And we often see that local people come here for lunch and for dinner. Before, I was used to spending about 20, 30, maybe 35 Turkish lira for one person at a Lokanta like this. But yes, these days we were quite surprised actually with how much prices grew even here. And for locals, for Turkish people who earn their money in Turkish Lira, inflation, it's not easy, and to me it feels like they just can't get a break with it. And my friend who is living in Istanbul, she says that even though her salary grew twice over the years, all the prices also grew so much that she doesn't feel like her income increased at all. I don't know what's the name of this meal, but I really liked it. It's some vegetables, meat, potatoes, mushrooms. This is my first time actually trying it. And Rene ordered this piece of lamb, I think. And he said that the meat was really good and very tender. So our total bill in Lokanta is not the lowest, but I think that's because of the expensive meat. So now let's talk about accommodation. I will show you where we stayed at different times. I will show you the prices and will give my personal recommendation of where I think you shouldn't stay and what are the better areas to stay. And right here from the map you already see that most of the hotels are either here in the old city or on the European side around Taksim Square, Istiklal. So my opinion is you shouldn't stay in the old city despite that so many hotels are there. European side is better, although I would also say that Taksim area and all this Istiklal street, it's also crowded with tourists. So for more authentic experience, to actually experience the local life, to see locals around you instead of only tourists, I would recommend trying to stay in Kadıköy, in Moda area. It is here. Although the only really big hotel there, close to the seaside, is DoubleTree Hilton. And DoubleTree Hilton you can see here for one night in June on the weekend is $137. When we stayed in August 2020, it was also about $100. But in this area you will find more cheaper hotels. You see $70, $66, $38. They are of course 2-3 stars, so don't expect luxuries there. But if that's your budget, that's your option then. I even see something for 19, but yeah, this looks more like an apartment. So back to the European side, where actually most tourists go and stay. This is the Istiklal Street. You can see it's yellow and all the hotels around it. So as you can see, prices again start something like 49, 78, 72. When we stayed here, we stayed at Radisson Blu, and they had a really good discount. It was about $70 a night, but it also was January low season, so these days, let's check out the price. So these days, for example, weekend in June, one night for 2 people, Radisson Blu would start. Yeah, Radisson Blu would start from $167 US. But yet again, in that area there are more budget-friendly options for something like 37, even 26 I see. But these are apartments. And of course the newly renovated Galata Port area. You should definitely go see it when you're in Istanbul, and if you want to stay there, let's see what the prices there will be. There are quite some relatively inexpensive options, as you can see. And for example, we see Novotel is 204. Also, Istanbul has a number of luxurious hotels, and for example, when we walked in Nişantaşı area, we saw hotels like Hilton, and St. Regis Hotel was $450 US. So if you want to go for luxury, you also have it in Istanbul. Last time we stayed at Airbnb and it was €45 a night. I showed you it in my previous vlog, and to be honest, I feel that we overpaid and there are much better options with hotels. So now let's finally go to do some grocery shopping. This is one of the cheapest shops, Şok. You can find it almost everywhere in Turkey. And here I already see that the most basic bread that you can buy, 350 lira, it used to be 1 lira, 150. So you can see that the price is literally doubled, even tripled. For all the other items, we also see increase in the price even since December. And as I said before, the rate now to euro and to dollar is the same in Turkish lira, but the local prices, they are almost double. So that means in euros and US dollars, the prices are also double. Let's check out inexpensive Turkish clothing shops. This is just a shop that I went by, and I see a lot of them like this with similar prices. For example, for the jacket you would pay this price, whereas before I would pay 100, 150 in a shop like this. You still can see some inexpensive trainers for only 55 lira. This is the price for jeans. I did try on some clothes just to see how they would fit. Another popular shop, it's quite a popular brand for younger people, Cotton. And you can see they are all ready for the summer. Let's check out for how much they sell the jeans and some basic dresses. Also jeans for men and t-shirts for men. Don't expect luxurious quality from this shop. This is similar to European brand H&M. And our last stop is at the airport, and as you know, at the airport the prices will be much higher, and you can already see it for the drinks in Starbucks. And what I'm used to is that at the airport in any city, any country, the prices are about double from what you pay in the city. So for example, this Domino's pizza, the big pizza is about 100 Turkish lira. And in Turkish fast food places, for example in HD Doner, for 50 lira you can get yourself a doner and a drink. And at McDonald's and Burger King in Turkey, for burger and a drink and fries you pay about 60 Turkish lira. Pide is Turkish pizza, pide. Turkish pizza and a drink you can get for 50 lira. And we ate at Cafe Restaurant Mado. It's a popular Turkish cafe. Here you can see in the menu what prices they have. And from what we see, they are really almost double from the same cafe in the city. So we ordered pasta and burger with fries. Food is good, and I would say that you can always rely that at Mado the food would be good quality. And this is our total bill.